Hello.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Cantrip Breakers, where we once again revisit the dark region of Mournveil, a gothic homebrew setting full of ghouls, ghosts, witches, werewolves, and of course, vampires. But we are not alone. For the second week in a row, we are joined by the wonderful Sam. Sam, hi, welcome back. Do you want to introduce yourself and your character?
Oh, sure. I'm Sam, and my character is a little 10-year-old half-elf boy named Cider. He is a spicy firecracker and here to really get on the nerves of every single character.
And Elina.
I'm playing Ester, which is a wood elf from the Heartland Forest. She's a ranger that just got kicked out of her tribe and met with these beautiful people, little kid and a monk, and now a little another weird little kid, and funny yeah, adventures is happening.
Kids everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them. I'm
Speaking of which, Glosske.
I'm playing a little Hazel. She is a halfling kid. She's really tiny. She's a rogue, and she misses her mommy and daddy. She doesn't know where they are since she thinks they abandoned her long ago. But I have a feeling that maybe this episode we're gonna explore a little bit more about that.
We'll see. And I am Ed. I am the GM. I describe the world. I describe the various encounters that our players and characters encounter within it, as well as all of the various NPCs, and try my best not to repeat accents. But you will have noticed that in the middle of the screen there is our Faith of the Gods bar. This is a donation bar, and as many of you have ably demonstrated over the last season, every time you donate to it, you inch it further and further and further towards its limit. And when it hits its limit, you cause something to happen, either good or ill to our characters. They can't predict it. I usually have to think off the top of my head, or I have something very, very good or very, very bad planned for when it happens. But we ended last session with meeting our Faith of the Gods donation, so we will start this episode with one of those. So you have only yourselves to blame. But without further ado, turn the lights off, sit back and relax as we delve once more into the dark world of Mournveil in Chapter 6, The Girl and the Depths. Arriving to Gallagherst, and as Eileen collapsed on the ground, overcome from her wounds, you were all met by a stranger, a young half-elf boy by the name of Cider. And Cider, approaching the group, albeit somewhat warily, especially when it came to Mank, the group's begrudging companion, you introduced yourself and diagnosed Eileen's wounds as a disease called blue rot. If left untreated, it could become fatal. And trying to ascertain whether you could each be trusted, eventually, Cider, you suggested leaving the shore and heading inland, for it is not safe to be outside the walls of Port Gallagherst after dark. And as strangers to the island, the rest of you had yet to comprehend its dangers. And so, following Cider's lead, you all made your way to the walled town of Port Gallagherst, a harbour town, and made your way to a place where Eileen could rest, a tavern called the Drowned Man. And seeing an individual that you recognised, Cider, from a distance, your uncle, a man you presumed dead, you all took Eileen upstairs and called for a doctor to assist with her wounds. And once in your shared room, paid for in full by a somewhat unconscious Eileen, you all discussed the strange happenings on the island. Some time ago, boats had gone missing out on the Pallid Lake, dragged under the water. Animals had been put down across the island on account of going rabid, and rats had flooded the shoreline after dark. And something within the waters of the lake has been attacking the settlements along the island's edge, so much so that everyone on the island has retreated behind the walls of Port Gallagherst, under the protection of the Morning Guard and their ruler, the Fisher Count. And question further, Cider, you revealed that you had your own theories, and you suspected that the answer to these recent changes lay towards the north of the island. And so, still unsure whether you could all trust one another, and leaving Eileen under the care of Martin, you headed north the following morning, as safe as you could be under the grey light of the sun above. And eventually coming to the island's northernmost shore, the mist wall that encircles Mournveil on the horizon, you saw out in the waters, its stern jutting out of the grey waves, another sight, a ship, half broken, and for Cider and Ester, it is the largest sea vehicle that you have ever laid eyes on. But for you, Hazel, not only have you seen it before, but it was once a place that you and your parents called home. And as you look out over the waters and towards this large ship jutting out, a ship you have not seen in a long time, almost as though prayers answered through the faith of the gods, you are transported back as your vision begins to cloud over. And the rest of you watch as Hazel, unsteady on her feet, begins to buckle and fall down to the ground. And as you do so, Hazel, your vision goes dark. Your vision goes dark and you find yourself transported back to a day a very, very long time ago. Sat atop a mast, looking out over a pink and orange skyline reflected over the beautiful Sea of Swords. And upon this, resting on its edge, the city of Neverwinter. And you remember sitting with your parents, atop the mast, atop the sail, and you can hear your parents talking to you. Their mouths slightly out of sync with the words that they speak, but you hear their words nonetheless. Your father offering to tell you a story of a little girl who went swimming in the ocean, swimming down and down and down in search of a dagger said to be crafted from the very light of the sun itself. And the girl swam down into the depths until all light disappeared. And instead she was met, wrapping all around her, with tentacles, and a large creature that sunk to the bottom, a kraken. Its home, the dark and the depths. And asking the young girl why she was here, she answered, in search of treasure, in search of a dagger. And the creature replied, all treasure down here belongs to me. I have the dagger. I swallowed it. And so the young girl asked if she might see it. And the kraken, thinking her a fool, accepted this request, and opening his mouth allowed her to swim inside, deep into his gullet. And he was satisfied. But the girl, swimming inside this dark, endless void, eventually she saw light, golden light. And atop a pile of gold and coins, and those who had come before her, she saw a dagger. made of beautiful, vibrant light shining out amidst the darkness. And taking the dagger, she sliced open the kraken from the inside, and she swam out into the darkness and up towards the surface of the water, the light of the dagger guiding the way. And you remember your father telling you this story. And suddenly you are the girl, swimming through the ocean up as the sun, beautiful and bright and golden, shines through the waves above you. But as you swim up, you look towards the dagger in your hands, the girl from the fable. But the dagger in your hands is no dagger at all. Because as you look down, you feel a thrum through your hands and your wrist and your forearms, moving up and up until it meets your chest, and then your eyes, and then your mind itself, and you look, and the dagger is long, it is a sword, it is red, and it is vibrating, pulsating out through the waters around you, and your vision grows red. And as you move towards the water's surface and things become clearer, everything goes black. Cider and Ester, you watch as Hazel falls to the ground in front of you on the shoreline, the waves lapping up against the shore. But what are you doing as your friend falls to the ground?
Esther immediately takes action. What's... Hazel! What happened? Hazel?
Is she like your friend?
Hazel? Well, of course.
Am I unconscious?
Did she have blue rot?
No, I don't think so. No.
Am I
it's
unconscious
okay.
at this point?
Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okay, wait. Is it 23?
As you sit down next to your friend, Ester, and Cider, as you kind of poke your head around, just sort of seeing what's going on, you see Mank also, almost despite himself, looking down at Hazel. Hazel, as you hit the ground and your vision goes black, your eyes just flicker open and you see your friends crouching down or standing around you. You remember your vision very clearly, but you are conscious and you are awake.
Hazel,
Did I just fall asleep?
what happened? What was that?
You need a nap.
I
She
think
just
so.
slept.
Did I
This
just have a
means I
nightmare?
It's such a weird thing.
Did I
You-
faint? What happened?
You looked at that big boat,
You must have fainted. You must.
and then you fell asleep.
The boat?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, that's what's been happening to them. They just kind of disappear, and then they come back as shipwrecks.
Shipwrecks? I think I know this boat. Looks very familiar, but can't be. It's just a vision, right? I mean,
I see
everyone
the boat.
goes crazy here, right?
I see a
Wasn't
boat.
your vision? I have dreams too. Like sometimes I dream that the rats talk to me, and then we like to run around and stuff like that. And sometimes we'll like have meals together. I know that that's strange, but what was your dream? Was it kind of like that too?
No rats in my dream.
Ah, missing out.
No, just a dagger that turned into the sword, the bad symbol, remember?
Yeah, the
Bad symbol.
Oh,
The
from
man-
the pent.
Manx.
Yes.
Yeah, Manx.
Oh yeah, the trash.
I don't want to even think
Try.
about that anymore.
But as Cider says, that ship over there, that's there. Is there anything you feel is familiar about it?
Well, it looks like the ship
It's-
I grew up at, but that's impossible.
How is it impossible?
Because if my mommy and daddy would come back with the ship, they would be in Neverwinter. And everyone tells me Neverwinter is very far away from here, if it even exists.
That's your parents' boat?
Well, it looks like it. Should we check it out?
I think we should. Mank?
I mean, we'll have to wade out there, potentially swim a bit of the way, but if you don't mind. I think the fact that you are having dreams and visions probably indicates that our little friend here, and he looks towards you, Cider, is probably right on the money.
I always am. Because I'm Cider.
Right.
So really, yeah, we have to check that. Is it really your
It
parents'
can't
ship?
be. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I just don't remember. Just feels familiar. I don't know. Can we just
Yeah.
go?
Yeah, we should check it out.
Well, whatever we're doing, I suggest we do it quickly because... And you see Mank point in the direction of some trees in the distance, as well as a couple of ruined, what look to be farmstead walls. And you see that in the shadow of these, you can see rats just forming, moving over one another. And he just goes, I'd wager that when night falls, that's going to become a problem.
Yeah,
So
those rats will eat you. They're not
Well,
nice.
you.
Yeah.
will they eat Jerry too?
Oh, absolutely. That'll be like a snack
Rats?
to them.
Rats eat rats? Okay.
These rats are, well, they're like
Mega
normal
rats.
Yeah, they're like mega rats. I like that one.
Okay, then let's hurry. How do we get on board? Is there a way to
Well-
climb?
Make an investigation check for me.
10.
So looking out, you see that the ship itself is probably around maybe 50 feet into the water. So you'll have to wade out and then probably swim at least part of the way. You do see that only the front half of the ship can be seen. Its hull is broken and splintered, and almost with the exposed underside, it almost looks like ribs poking out of the sea, out of the lake. And it is up at an odd angle with the front of the ship pointing up into the air and with the mast just broken off and sort of the sail flapping in the wind. The bottom half of the ship you cannot see and is presumably underwater somewhere, but you'll probably need to swim out at least part of the way.
Yeah. Can anyone not swim here? Or
I can swim.
yeah, I can
I
swim.
haven't
too.
swam in a really long time, but I think I can.
Oh well.
Maybe Esther can carry you.
Nah, Mank is strong. He can do that.
Ooh.
Oh, can I?
I don't know. I beat him in a thumb war. I don't think he's that strong.
That's true.
I mean, in my defense, that's more of a dexterity thing, but fine.
Okay. Sure, Mank. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we should. Yeah. I guess we do this thing, right? We can't just leave it there. Right.
Okay. Well, in that case, short stuff. If you would like a lift to the boat, you can.
Wait, are you talking to me?
I am.
You're
Yeah.
shorter than I am. I'm like a few inches taller.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to wade out, and he just starts making his way towards the shore and wading out, and you see that the water is murky and it is grey, and underneath this, you see very little. You see the odd dark bit of seaweed just flap against his legs as he starts to make his way in, but the ground underneath his feet is wet and it is slimy, and you see that his feet sink quite deep in as he slowly wades his way out. And then after sort of 10, 15 feet, you see that there is quite a sharp drop as he just adjusts very quickly and then has to start using his arms to propel himself forward. It looks like it gets deep very, very quickly.
Are you gonna make us roll this?
Monk, you good? You good, Monk?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
I guess we go then. Hazel, are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just
Okay.
pedal with my little feet.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So, you start to make your way out into the lake. As you do so, getting closer to the ship, and as it begins to loom ahead of you, there's a strange ripple through the water, almost as though in a perfect circle from out the ship. And you see this almost perfect circular wave just emanate out and splash past you. Can everyone make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
11.
Not fail.
Oh.
That's my boy.
So, everyone, everyone takes 4 points of psychic damage as you feel this strange scraping sensation on the inside of your skulls. And Hazel, it is a familiar sensation to you. As you swim out, and as you look and you continue swimming, and you just feel this pain in your head, you look up, and all of a sudden, for the briefest of moments, as you look at your companions all around you in the water, it is as though you can see them in perfect shade of red, as their arteries and their veins just glow. And then it is gone, as you just continue bobbing in the waves. And Mank turns round. Did everyone feel that?
What was that?
I don't know.
There's something strange about this ship, I think.
Hazel said that she knows it.
Well, I think I do. I'm not really sure. Getting second thoughts now, but should check it out anyways.
I'm feeling it. I'm getting a headache from this. It's like something is, yeah.
You guys feel that adrenaline?
What?
Adrenaline?
I mean, I do feel a little spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's just it. All right,
Nice.
let's continue.
So swimming forward, as you get closer, you take in the familiar shape of the ship. Its curved hull, its proud, albeit broken mast, its ripped white sail flapping in the wind. And through the holes in the surface, you can see steps leading down into the hull itself and down into the water. But as you continue onwards, and you start to look up at the top of the ship, silhouetted against the grey sunlight, you start to see movement. Ahead. 2 heads coming over the top of the ship, silhouetted by daylight, slowly coming into view. You can't make out who they are, what they are. There's definitely 2 humanoid shapes coming over the top of the ship.
Okay. What's that, Mank?
Make a perception check, if you would like to ascertain.
Yeah. 22.
As you swim forward and you sort of blink against the sunlight streaming into your eyes and you get closer, You see that as these two individuals walk forward, or rather shamble, you see them get taller. Taller than halflings. They are human. But as they come into view, you see that they are not living at all. They are undead creatures covered in barnacles, grafted over their bodies, and bone protruding from rotten, swollen grey flesh, and behind them, long tendrils of inky black oil stretch back, and you see behind them, slowly moving above, just as you did when you first came to Galagurst, tentacles rising into the air, controlling these strange, shambling creatures like puppets.
In the water still?
You are
In the
still in the water,
Oh, no,
yes.
Guys! Esther
Everyone roll
starts...
for initiative, please.
Oh, no.
And we'll have some more appropriate music.
15.
Lovely. Okay, let me just get
12.
that up so I can see. Okay. And let me bring up the map for you all. Okay, so just a moment and I'll be right with you. Okay, so first I'll bring up the map and then we can go over initiative order. So, let's have a look at what everyone rolled. Oh, okay. Lovely. And what have you rolled? Sorry, Sam, or?
15.
Okay, yeah. So we have, who has the higher dexterity out of Hazel and Cider?
Probably Hazel.
I think so too.
Okay, so initiative order as it stands in that case is Hazel, then it is Cider, then it is Ester, then it is Mank, and then it is the creature. So, top of the round, Hazel, what would you like to do as you slowly approach the ship and you can see these two shambling undead creatures just moving over the top of the boat, and you can see tentacles moving up behind. What would you like to do?
Not today. I'm gonna swim towards them.
Okay, so your movement is halved because you were in the water, so you can move half of your usual movement.
Let me see. Half of my movement. There.
Okay. Anything else you want to do as part of your turn, or are you good there?
No, I'm good. I'm determined to get to the ship.
Okay, so Cider, it is your go. Would you like to do anything?
What's their distance from us? I know, roughly.
So roughly,
60, yeah, 50, 60, yeah. Feet.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah. That's a
All
couple,
right.
that's a
Well,
couple
far away.
rounds, yeah.
I mean, you can use your an action to dash actually if you want to double your movement. So Gloss,
can
if
I?
you want to,
Yeah.
in light of any other.
Yep.
Okay. So Cider, what would you like to do?
Well, I would like to do, honestly, the same. I have never moved on Roll20. I use a different roll app. How do you move? You just drag it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how far is it?
So each square is 5 feet. So I think your movement is 30. So with dash, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can go the full 30 because it's not in half?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. There. And
then I also would like to shuffle into the little pack on my back and drink my potion of water breathing.
Okay, sure thing. So there is, as you swim forward and you just see these creatures looming over the top of the boat, you just one-handed just reach into your pack and there is this as you just pop the cork and start gulping. Esther, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I do the same as I do the same as Hazel, and I will go just 30 feet forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing we're on the same route. Like, let me just check. No, there. Okay.
So Mank realistically is going to do the same thing. But he's going to follow 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, he sort of, you hear a splash, Cider, as next to you, you just see Mank just proper like forward crawling it next to you, and you can see that he's looking up at the boat in some concern as the tentacles slowly begin to rise. And they are going to, one of them's going to stretch around towards 2 of you, and one's going to stretch around towards the other. So, Hazel and Esther. Esther, I think, is going to try and attack you with a 14. Does that hit?
Just exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Sorry. So that's 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are considered grappled. So as the tentacle reaches up into the out of the water and slams down around you, you feel these suckers just slowly envelop you. There is this, and you can see inky black goo just seeping out as it keeps you in place. It can't do anything now, so the other one's going to try and attack Mank. And that hits Mank. Okay. So Mank is grappled. That is all Mank can do. That is all the creature can do for now. So, top of the round. Hazel, what would you like to do?
I want to... So, if I am here, right, can I, like, climb on the rock?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep,
I
I'll
would
say
like
make
to.
an athletics check to see how successful you are in it. But yes, you can.
17.
Yep, you swim over and seeing your friend enveloped by this large inky tentacle, you grab onto the wet rock, and though vines and moss grip underneath your fingers, you just manage to climb up onto the top, and you suddenly have a vantage point of all of your friends in the water, and you can see underneath its surface that there is something larger connected to these tentacles that are reaching up. What would you like to do?
Can I still attack?
Yeah,
Or-
absolutely. You can.
Okay. Yeah, then I would like get
Okay.
hitting with a 19 with my sword. Take out my
that
sword.
hits.
I'm gonna
Yeah, roll for
slice
damage.
right through it with a 9.
Okay. And do you want to do anything else at all? You've got your second attack.
Yes, please.
Do it.
13.
13. That hits. Yeah, roll for damage.
7.
7. You watch as with us there is a reverberating from underneath the water, and you can see the water begin to bubble and boil as this tentacle just flies up into the air, spasming and then going down under the water, leaving you, Esther, covered in black ink, but you have been released from its grasp as it sinks beneath the surface. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Hazel?
Esther, you look funny.
What is this?
Aha.
Ew.
Next.
Cider, you see this from atop as the small halfling child just climbs atop the rock, and with fairly swift ease takes care of one of the tentacles. What are you wanting to do as you see Mank next to you in the grip of one of these tentacles?
I want to actually dive underwater toward the tentacle, and I want to try to use my longsword to slash it.
Okay. So because it is underwater, your attack will be at disadvantage. So roll twice and take the lowest one. But yeah, you can attack.
Okay. Let's see. Oh great, that's already low. Oh, where'd it go? All right. Sorry, Mank, you're stuck.
Diving underneath the water, you bring out your longsword and almost in slow motion, just bring it round. And while it makes contact with the tentacle, it almost slides off it. But as you look down into the murky depths of the water, and you grow accustomed to the fact that you are literally breathing fresh water, you look down and you see near the bottom of the lake's depths, the bottom half of the ship. It is sunk somewhat further down, and this initial front of the ship seems to have been anchored against the rock that Hazel now sits on. But down at the bottom of the lake, you see the back of the ship. It is open and it is exposed, and you can see all around it there is broken crates and barrels, and you can see a number of rocks as well that are covered in moss and vines and seaweed. But deep below this, next to the bottom of the ship, you see a large toothy maw with a large anglerfish-like face and a large light that just comes off the top, and you can see stretching out as one tentacle floats down to the bottom, destroyed by Hazel. You see 5 other tentacles just stretching out, and you can see that attached to 3 of them, there are just lifeless, twitching bodies just attached and slowly making their way to the top of the surface of the water as this creature just... Are you doing anything else at all with your turn?
Yeah, I'm swimming up and going, ah! I'm trying to move to the boat.
Okay,
like,
sure.
No.
Sure, so you can, as you've used an action, you can move half your movement to get to the boat.
So that'd be there.
Okay, and as you approach the boat and you can see it looming above you, you see one of the undead creatures with a swollen, hunched back covered in shells and barnacles just look at you and slowly pull this rusted sword out of a scabbard. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Can I do... Never mind. I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna save that.
Okay, sure thing. So, Esther, your turn as the tentacle unwraps from around you, leaving inky black mucus all over your body. What are you wanting to do as you float in the water, seeing this tentacle disappear into the waters beneath you?
Yeah, Esther instantly thinks she has to get up on somewhere somewhat of a ground, so she jumps up to the rock as well, tries to climb up, I guess.
Okay, can you make an athletics check for me to see how successful this is?
It's not gonna be good. I'm just feeling it. Oh, 22. Okay, listen.
Natural 20 as you just all but jettison yourself out of the water, and rushing up, you just 1, 2 Legolas style up to the top, and just you already have your arrow out. What are you wanting to do?
Yeah, I try to shoot loose Mank, I think.
Okay.
At the tentacle, 18. That was nice.
Yeah, so roll for damage.
11 and 5.
Lovely. So, you watch as with your first arrow, it just looses into the tentacle, and again there is just a that you feel, Cider, from underneath the water as the water just begins to rumble and wave as this tentacle just and just slowly sinks beneath the surface. You've taken it out in one. Is there anything else that you would like to do on your turn, Esther?
I try to just scrub off just take off the black stuff that is on me. I'm like, ew, what is this?
So it is Mank's turn. So Mank, sort of now free of the tentacle and watching it go down, he, floating in the water, looks in your direction, Esther, and just thanks, and just swims forward, and he's gonna try and climb up the boat. Oh no! As he reaches up, and you see him, Cider, next to you, just bring up a hand, and as he does so, part of the wood breaks away, and as it does so, it falls down onto his head, knocking him, and you see a bloody scratch across his face as he takes 1 point of slashing damage. That's fine. He's okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. And he sinks beneath the water a little bit, and there's just this as he just comes back up. We need to get up. So that's all he's gonna do. It's the creature's turn now. So yeah, you watch as on the other side of the rock, Hazel and Esther, that you stand on, you watch as a tentacle just slowly begins to just over the top and slowly make its way towards you. I reckon so. It's going to try and attack you, Hazel, with 27.
Ouch.
And that's 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are considered grappled as once again the tentacle just wraps around you. And considering your size, like, you almost disappear beneath its suckers as, Esther, you turn around and you just see this tentacle just make your friend disappear. And over the other side of the boat, this guy is going to come up, as is this one. And Cider, you watch as from your vantage point, you see further out another tentacle just come up into the surface, and another one. But this one, hanging underneath it, you see another twitching corpse holding a rusted blade just as it just rises out of the water. This one is going to come over here, and it's going to try and attack you, Hazel. But it misses with a natural one, as it just swings forward, and you just duck underneath the water as it just flies over you, crashing into a portion of the ship, and you see splintered wood flying everywhere. And Esther, you see this coming towards you, and you turn, dodging it just. The other one is going to move forward with its undead cargo hanging underneath before depositing the undead zombie onto the surface of the ship. That is all it's going to do. The zombies, on the other hand, can't do anything because you're not on the surface of the ship yet. So, top of the round, Hazel, it is your go. If you want to escape, you'll need to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Yep, I would like to try. I can't breathe. Strength 10.
I mean, you beat the creature as you just slide out, and there's still like tendrils of inky black mucus just stretching between you and the tentacle, but you are able to just move out of its range. So what would you like to do? You have one more action left.
I stab it with my short sword, because how dare you? 13.
That hits. Roll for damage.
10. Can I make that a booming one? Because I'm angry now.
You don't need to, but you absolutely can.
Oh, it's dead. Okay,
Don't
never
waste
mind.
it.
Just
Don't waste
casual.
So moving out, almost like this is such a weird reference, but you know that scene where like the genie in Aladdin like undoes the diploma and Aladdin like flies out? You just spin out and immediately stab in, and this the diploma tentacle just and slides down the edge of the rock and down into the inky waters. Cider, it is your turn. What would you like to do as the tentacle just looms above you and the boat just juts out of the water in front of you?
I would like to try to use magic missile.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Okay.
way I can potentially attack the zombie right behind me and the tentacle right in front of me.
Okay.
Oh my god. A 3.
So, I forget how many magic missiles is that? That's just
3.
the 2? Oh, 3 of them. Okay, so they each take 3 points of damage. Okay.
Pew pew pew.
He said he does.
Just finger gunning. So remind me of your targets. So 1 on the tentacle,
Yeah, 1 on the tentacle and 2 on the barnacle boy behind me.
2 on Barnacle Boy. Okay, cool. Lovely. So you watch as, almost glancing off the tentacle, you see that sort of small chunks of flesh just fly off as it just and over on top you see the undead creature just and then just slamming into it. The rest of you watch as flinging his hand up in the air, just these small motes of magic just fly up from Cider's person and into this undead creature that just as you see chunks of flesh and bone just fly off, as well as small barnacles. Are you doing anything else on your turn at all, or staying where you are?
Could I do action charge? So I
Yes,
take
you
an
can,
additional
absolutely.
action on my turn.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let's try to. I'm gonna use my crossbow
Okay.
and the tentacle in front of me,
Okay, sure thing, go for it.
or attempt. Heavily attempt.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey.
Cool. 3.
Okay. It's still up, but it's not looking great, as you see chunks of it still falling off on account of your magic missile, and then with the crossbow bolt in as well, you start to see strange fishy bones underneath as it just and you can see it just spasming back and forth in the air above the water. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, so Esther, it is your turn as you see more and more tentacles rising up before coming back down into the water. What are you wanting to do?
Esther would pick on the closest barnacle dude, the zombie to the above us here.
Okay.
What did I do with the screen? Oh, of course I removed it. Let's see here. There, 19. Oh,
That hits. Roll for damage.
Yeah, 11. And
11.
I'll try one more time. Oh, okay. Yeah. 5. Let's go.
So with a quick, these 2 arrows fly across the waters of the lake and into this creature. Just 1, 2, and you see it just stagger back a little bit, and you swear you see one of its arms just crack back, just completely useless as it just. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
Okay, so it's Mank's turn. Mank's gonna try and no, he's gonna attack the tentacle, I think. And completely misses. He has another attack. That one's better. Okay, so you watch as the tentacle in front of you, Cider, just as Mank moves forward with one blade and misses, but with the other just stabs it forward, and you see, almost disappearing to the elbow, his hand just disappear into the creature, and he just sticks it and pulls it out, and you just see it disappear down into the lake, just and there is another booming roar from beneath. It is now the creature's turn. So
Might want to get out of the water, Mink.
Julie, no, it. Actually, that's a very good idea. He's going to try and climb. Oh my gosh! No, he doesn't. Yeah, go on. If you're helping, he can roll at advantage and see if he rolls a bit better. Okay, that's more like it. How are you helping, Cider?
I'm probably gonna like lean over and grip onto like some of the moss behind me. And like hand up my arm. Come on, grab my hand. It's really strong. I won it in Thumb War.
He just looks at you and then over to the very distracted friends on the rock and just goes, "Just don't tell the others about this," and just starts to climb up the boat.
You got it.
And yeah, he's going to end there. And as he climbs up, you can see and also hear the undead creatures on top just and turn in his direction. It is now the creature's turn. So, one final tentacle is going to come up out of the water, bringing with it one more payload of an undead body, which it deposits onto the boat. So Mank is now surrounded by 4 of these creatures that are just shambling, dripping with wet water, just the tentacle here is going to come across and try and hit you, Esther.
Mm-hmm.
That is that's a 28 to hit, so that's 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and once again you are grappled as it just slams into you and grips around you, once again secreting oily liquid over you. The one over here is going to try and attack you, Cider. That misses, and one more attack. That also misses, as they just fly by you. And you are getting quite used to water combat at this point. It is strange, but not totally beyond your capabilities. But you start to feel a rumbling from beneath. And you see a large shadow beginning to move towards the surface of the water. But that's for next round. As for the top of the ship, the zombies, seeing as he's the only one they can get to, are all going to pile in on Mank and try and attack him. So, sorry, this is just going to be lots of me rolling against myself. Nope. Yep, so out of those 4, only one of them hit. And that will be... Yep, and then let's see if he contracts. Okay, lovely. So you watch as one of the rusted blades, like after he ducks, 1, 2, 3, just slashes across his back, and he just and stumbles forward. And you can see that, unlike the wounds that Eileen got, it doesn't appear to have set in any kind of contagion or anything like that. Hazel, it is top of the round. It is your go. What would you like to do?
I see Esther being grappled, so I would like to slice the tentacle in 2.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm really feeling it now, so I'm gonna use my booming blade for this one.
Excellent.
Okay. It's 9.
That just misses, unfortunately, but you have another attack.
23.
Yeah.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Let me check. You must make a melee attack with a weapon against one creature, otherwise the spell fails. That is only for my main hand then. On hit, the target something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pity. Okay, well, it's a 9.
9. Okay. It's looking real bad. You just slice through it down to the bone, and while it is still gripping around Ester, it's not going to take much to get rid of it. Is there anything else that you want to do on your turn?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. So, Cider, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm able to like just peek my head underwater and see what it is.
You make a perception check for me.
Okay. That failed.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Yeah.
There is rushing water, and that is all you know. Just displaced water is coming up towards you very, very quickly. Beyond this, you can see nothing.
All right. I want to cast Blade Ward on myself.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing.
Yeah, it just happens, I guess. There's nothing I have to click. And then, can I get on the boat?
Yeah, make an athletics check for me.
Right. 21.
You, like a tiny little spider monkey, just start to ascend this wooden boat, and sort of very, very, in a very polished manner, leap over the edge and down onto the very slanted surface of the deck, as you see Mank surrounded by zombies, all of them just piling in on him and just... Are you doing anything?
I already used my action. No, I'm not doing anything. Also, should I stay there on the map or should I move?
You can move if you want. Yeah. Sorry, I thought that was a should I move?
No, like if I'm on the boat, like I guess I can be like on top of this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you can move around to your heart's content. Yeah.
I'm right here.
Cool. Awesome. So, it's Ester, your turn.
Yeah.
You are still grappled, so in order to escape, you will need to make a strength check for me.
Okay. Let's see. Is that the one or?
Yep. And
No,
yeah,
it's- Or is it? No. Okay. Yeah.
so you Oh, sorry. Yeah. So
Is
with
it
a
a
strength,
save? Yeah, exactly.
it's the save. Yeah. So unfortunately, with that, you struggle against it, and the tentacle just squeezes ever so slightly as you just feel the breath just begin to move out of your body. It is now Mank's turn. Mank is gonna try and wail on these guys, I guess. So that's a hit, and that's a hit. So that will be 10 points of damage to one. You watch one of the zombies just cut through and begin to topple back and over the side of the boat as his second attack takes care of the sword arm of another as he just like swings wildly around him, and turning to you, Cider, just a bit of help would be nice.
I thought you'd never ask.
As this happens, the tentacle that's holding you, Ester, begins to pull you down beneath the surface of the water. I'm gonna say I can't move it, so never mind. But yeah, you are slowly being dragged down below, and you start to realize you are going to run out of breath very soon. As this happens, why is nothing working for me now? There we go. As this happens, Cider, from your vantage point on the boat, suddenly the vehicle begins to shake, and you have to hold on for a moment as it just as from beneath the surface of the water, the large face of the angler creature just slowly and echoes out into the sky, screaming out. And you can see as it does this, and you can see its dead tentacles just floating beneath it in the water. The zombies just and slowly begin to move forward again. It is going to try and attack you, Hazel. Cider. So that is a 28
Oh my god.
to hit, and that will be. Oh man, okay, that will be 7 points of piercing damage as it just brings
it can't
its
hurt
mouth
me.
up and just slams into you as you just feel its very large and very serrated teeth just scrape against your arm. That is all it can do. So the
I didn't
zombie...
take damage though because of my blade ward.
Oh,
It gets
of
bludgeoning,
course.
piercing, and slashing.
You're absolutely fine now. As you just Mank looks across at you, and you can tell the expression on his face is, that's not fair, as the zombies just pile in on him again.
Remember how a rock hurt you?
You just don't, these zombies just pile in, one of them getting a natural 20, so okay, Mank's not looking great, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, so you watch as one blade slams into him and just cuts through his leather armor, and he just flinches a bit, but then the second one pierces his abdomen and he just keels over a little bit. And as the rusty blade is pulled backwards, Cider, you notice that in its place around the wound, bubbling blue wounds are starting to form. That is all they can do. So Hazel, top of the round, as Ester is being pulled beneath the water, what are you doing?
Save her with all I have. Yes. I slice it. You know, like cats do, but then with swords.
Okay, sure thing.
11.
Yeah,
That
that's
hits. Roll for damage.
Nice. That is a 9 plus.
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll another one, right? He had like 1
No.
HP left. No.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
you're
good.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Nevertheless, as you are being pulled underneath Ester, and you just see the surface of the water slowly peeling away, and just as the tentacle pulls you down, you just hear this as just this wave of energy emanates from, you can only presume, Hazel's blade, as it flies through the water, and you see skin and flesh being ripped off the bones of this tentacle as it just and disappears into the water. And above the water there is a terrified scream from the creature that is currently now limbless as it floats in the water. Hazel, are you doing anything else with your turn? You have one action left.
Can I jump from the stone up on the boat?
Make an athletics check for me.
22.
Yay.
Easily.
I
As
do
you just
like a flip.
Like,
you flip and you find yourself on the opposite side of the boat to Cider. Both of you just standing on the edge of this very, very angled boat. And Cider, you watch as Hazel just flips on top. And you can see at this stage a rather bedraggled looking grey rat on her shoulder just...
Oh yeah, Jerry. I forgot about Jerry. It's okay. Don't worry.
So Cider, it is your go.
I want to. I feel like I'm gonna regret this. I want to place a hand on Barnacle Boy in front of me because
Okay.
I have to, and I want to try to do shocking grasp.
Okay, go for it. I'll say do it at advantage because he is very, very wet.
Okay, 14, 23.
Yep, that's fine. So roll for damage. And I'll say I'll I'll double it because it's like
9.
40.
Okay,
80.
spicy 18.
Okay, he's not looking
Don't
good.
worry,
As you
old
just
man.
you reach forward and just place your hand on this strange, sort of almost crustacean-esque back, and you just watch as blue and white light just vibrates around, and you just see smoke slowly move up around this creature as it just and as it turns around to you, you can see that whatever remained of its eyes has completely burned away as tiny embers just smoke in front of it, and it just... Are you doing anything else on your turn?
I can do an extra attack.
You can, yes.
Let's try to get rid of it. Let's go for my longsword. Just gonna try to hit it.
Yeah.
23.
Nice.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
9.
You just bring your sword round as this creature's smoking face just is lopped off, and it just collapses over the edge of the ship and falls into the water with a very, very satisfying splash. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
I'm gonna move. On the other side of them.
Okay, sure thing. So, Esther, it is your go. You are still underwater, but you are now free of the creature that was
Okay.
had entrapped you.
Esther has to, I guess, climb up again. She wants to climb up on a rock again since range equals good in her eyes.
Okay. So if you can make another athletics check for me. Very
Yeah,
quickly.
come on, please. 9, 4. Okay, happens.
You reach up, but your hand just slips off it, and as you turn around, you can see this giant face of the creature underneath the water just and slowly turn in your direction. You are still in the water, but you still have an action if you would like to use it.
Yeah, I guess I have to get up again. 15 this time.
Okay. Yep, you won't be able to shoot or anything like that, but you are able to climb on top of the rock, just barely managing to scrape up and still like coughing out water as you pull yourself up and reach back for your quiver.
Can I use a spell? Or use a spell? Or...
I'll say because you used your unless it's a bonus action.
It is a bonus action, right? It's Hunter's Mark.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, okay. Throw it on the big old fishy mishy.
Big beastie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me. Well, why is it doing that? There we go. Lovely. So that has Hunter's Mark on it. Great. So it's Mank's turn. So Mank is gonna try and attack these guys. Yep, that hits. Okay. And lovely. So Mank, with your assistance, Cider, just manages to flank round them and just one to each neck, and you can see the creatures just becoming quite confused as they look at this very small child next to them and this very pale elf that is currently slashing away. They are going to try and retaliate, so one of them is going to try and attack you, Cider. So that will be a 17 to hit. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ow.
So that will be 9 points of slashing damage. And can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yeah. 18.
You're fine. As the blade slashes across you, and you can definitely feel blood, but you look down and you look between your wound and Mank's, and unlike Mank's, which is becoming congealed and pus covered, yours is fine for the time being. The other one is going to try and attack Mank, and misses. And as this happens, Mank turns to you and just, "Are you all right?"
Yeah, it's a scratch.
Me, me too.
Are you okay?
Mm,
We'll get you out of here, old man.
young man. And the creature underneath the boat is going to swim towards you, Esther, and is going to try and attack you with a 19 to hit.
Yeah, of course.
And that will be 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As its jaws just clamp around your leg, almost up to the knee, and it pulls back, and you see some of your clothing just go with it, as well as a large portion of your boot. That is all it can do. So Hazel, top of the round, it is your go. You are on the ship as the creature is moving towards your friend, and your other two companions are currently fighting off two undead creatures.
I would like to throw a rope towards Esther.
Okay, sure
Trying to
thing.
save her.
I'll say make a dexterity check for me.
Come on.
Straight dex.
Straight dex, yeah.
23.
Yeah.
You
course.
watch as part of your boot moves away, Esther, and as it does so, and things are looking fairly dire, there is just as a fairly large segment of rope just lands in front of you, lying across the rock. Is there anything else that you want to do on your turn, Hazel?
Take the rope, Esther. Take it.
Okay. That's what I try.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
So, as that is happening, Cider, it is your go. What would you like to do?
What would I like to do? I'm gonna try to shock again.
Okay.
Let's shock this one.
Okay. I'll say an advantage because it's flanked and very wet. So previously.
Sorry. Ooh, 11. Oh, okay. Okay, we don't need double 11s here.
11 hits, so you can roll
cute.
for damage. Yeah.
5.
Lovely. So you grab a hold of one of them, and again it just and falls to the ground, a smoking husk, as there is this very satisfying and fairly acrid grey smoke as the body just slumps and begins to roll down the angled deck. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
He like brings his hand down.
Oh, that was spicy.
Oh, hang on. Nope, I'm good.
Okay, lovely. So, Esther, it is your go as rope falls in front of you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I guess we grab the rope and climb.
Okay, I'll say make an athletics check at advantage in that
Yeah,
case.
exactly.
Assistant.
Come on. 1, 2. Yes, 18.
Okay, so you grab a hold of the rope and just drag yourself up and towards the ship until eventually you just climb over the top of the railings, and you can see one of the zombies still left between Mank and Cider, and you can hear the frustrated roars of the creature down below. What would you like to do?
Esther's immediately. First, she says she kisses Hazel on the cheek. Thank you so much, because you saved me there. Oh my god! And then she turns and she tries to shoot the zombie by Mank, because she is very worried about Mank.
Okay, so
Very.
roll to attack.
Come on. Wait. Nay. Okay. 4.
You come around and it goes wide as it just hits the mast in the distance, flying into the water with a. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, there's not a lot, I think.
Okay, so it's Mank's turn. Mank is going to try and take care of this last. That hits.
Yes.
Okay, it's Not looking great. Let's see if... Nope, that one misses. It's still just on its last legs. So it's going to try and hit back. That completely misses. This creature here, however, is going to bring itself up. As you just see it just... And over the top of the ship, you just see this large maw just... and slam down on the deck of the ship as this large, dull light hangs over the top of its head. And it just, with pale, milky white eyes, just looks at all of you. And its mouth just begins to move up and down. It is going to try and attack the person nearest to it, which is you, Hazel. And that will be a 17. Does that hit?
I have 17, so I guess yes.
Yes, unfortunately.
Fortunately.
So that will be that's 18 points of piercing damage as it just chomps down, and you feel your arm just like torn open as blood just starts to seep out of the wound. That is all it can do. So Hazel, it is your turn, top of the round.
Wait, let me calculate. Okay.
I don't know if it's the stress or the warmth, but I'm sweating.
Damn. Okay, Hazel still has the feeling like this is my ship. This is my ship. You're not supposed to be on here. So she is going to climb on top of the monster.
Mm-hmm.
And throw a booming blade.
Okay, so roll to attack.
Like sit on top of it and then Okay. Okay. 17.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
Why is this double? 12 plus... 18.
18 points of damage. Okay, so...
And the dagger with the 23 that hits it as plus 8.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Let's
Damn,
go!
she's angry.
Hazel, don't fuck around. Okay, so as you watch and this creature leaps onto the ship, sort of thrashing around wildly with all of the tentacles that you've now put out of commission, just dangling behind it, you watch as Hazel, in a fury you have rarely seen before, just leaps on top of the creature and just stabs down. There is a as this booming blade just emanates inside the creature, and you see sort of bloody flecks fly out of its mouth as it just, and then another dagger just down, and you see Hazel just sort of proper like rodeo cowboying it on top, just like as the creature thrashes around. Cider, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna shock this next one.
Okay.
Put my hand on. 6. Oh, do I get advantage with this one too or no?
You do, because it's flanked, yes.
Okay, cool. 13.
That hits. Roll for damage.
11.
Ooh, let's go.
Again, it just fries as it just convulses in place before falling down to the ground. And Mank just looks at it and then at you, and you've got a lot of tricks up your sleeve, don't you?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Singer.
Esther, it is your turn as you see the final zombie fall to one side and Hazel on top of this creature that is now looking desperate and more animalistic than ever. What would you like to do?
Oh, can I move, by the way?
Oh, you can. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I don't want to hit Mankind. Okay.
I say, you go, Hazel. Let's go. Let's get this big, fat thing, dude. By the way, Mac, maybe you should step away. You don't look so good.
No.
Yeah, we don't want you to something to happen. Okay. Yeah, and I shoot him. Try to get him in his disgusting eyes. I think.
Okay, roll to attack.
No, 5. Okay, one more time. 20. Let's go.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Damage, and then I have Hunter's Mark. So this my little thing is a 1d6. 1d6 as a slash roll like that. There, and 2, so 10 on it.
So
Nice.
you rolled an 8. You only needed 9 to finish it off.
Oh.
So it's good you had the
Nice.
Hunter's
Let's
Mark.
go!
So Esther, how would you like to finish off the creature
I want
in
to-
front of you?
I want to stab him in the eyes. I just with my arrow, like in my hand, and like stab him in the eyes, to like with the arrow, like.
You watch as Esther just runs forward and with a fury you've not really seen before, just stabs the creature, and there is a that just echoes over the lake as this creature just begins to slide off the top of the ship and down into the water. Hazel, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me because you are still on top of the creature.
19.
Easy.
You just rush off the top and leaping onto the deck, you watch as this thing just slowly slops down over and down into the water. The now calm waters of the Pallid Lake, leaving you all on top of the much, much quieter ship.
Nice.
Mank, are you
Are you
okay?
okay?
Yeah, I've seen worse.
He got the blue stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got blue rot.
Oh.
I'm
But,
We need to get you back to the town. You're
yeah,
not
but-
gonna live out here.
We need to get him back.
I'll be fine. We should
No, you won't be fine. Trust me.
okay. Gee.
Mank, we have to. Okay. Don't.
How long
Okay.
do we have?
I don't know.
A day?
It varies person to person, but we've got to get him back
He's
and
strong.
potentially clean and
Yeah.
have him rest.
Well, tell you what, because we need to find what we came here to find. So I'll stay up here. You three,
Yeah, rest.
see what you. I'm good at that. And he just leans back against the boat and sort of slumps to the ground. And you can see, Cider, that the wound is getting worse. But
Can I try to do something for his wound? Like wrap,
Yeah,
wrap something around him.
yeah, sure, make a medicine check.
12. It's okay, I guess.
You are able to patch it up as best you can. You're at least able to stem the bleeding. But as for the rot around the wound, Cider is right. You need to get him back to the town and quickly.
Okay. We'll be short. Okay. Like,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah.
Can I
Take.
give him my water skin?
He just
Here,
take.
have some water.
You got anything stronger?
I
We have
wish.
rum.
We got
I just
rum.
learned about good stuff. Wait, do y'all have rum?
I have rum, yeah?
Hazel always has rum.
We'll take some of that, please.
Yeah, you can have the whole bottle.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and he just uncorks it and just begins to start downing it as he leans against the boat. Just. Oh, all right.
It'll
Oh,
make
what are you
feel
waiting for?
better.
Yeah, I can feel it working
Oh.
already.
Can I
Poor
just look around real quick?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go check.
Make an
The wound
investigation
that I
check.
have, by the way, should I? Is it okay?
It is okay. Yes,
Okay.
you are fine. But yeah, if you want to look around, make an investigation check for me.
I walk around the deck and I see if I recognize anything. 21.
You look, and as you walk along and you pick off bits of moss, you get the impression that this ship has been here for some time. But as you pick off bits of greenery, throwing it down into the water below, and you trace your hand along the bow of the ship and the railings that surround its edge, you take in the scratches and the wear, and you see a mark on one of the railings. It's the mark of a knife and you're suddenly transported back to training with your dagger for the first time on the deck of a ship a very long time ago. And looking around, you can see near where the mast is, one of the floorboards slightly chewed away. And at this, you can see Jerry just stand up on his hind legs and just... And as you look around this ship, albeit angled into the water, it is almost as though the gaps begin to fill it, and the grey waters all around you turn into open blue seas and oceans, and the grey sky and the grey sunlight above turn into bright blue and glistening golden white light. And you taste salt in the air, and you hear the sound of waves, and the to and fro and the bob of the ship beneath your feet. And you almost, for a moment, hear the familiar voice saying, "Hazel, come on! Back here, come on!" And turning around, there is no one there, and you are once again on the grey lake. Your very wounded and very wet and rough-looking friends off to one side, but this ship is home.
Guys, I think this is the ship. It can't be, I don't know.
That's... Oh my god.
If this is the ship, then where are my parents? This is my parents' ship.
This seems... It seems
Yeah.
old.
I saw people underwater, right?
Yeah, you didn't see people. You saw crates and barrels, though.
Oh, I thought you said there were like dead people attached to tentacles.
Oh yeah, the zombies that
Okay.
attacked you.
Like,
Yeah,
did I
yeah.
parents? Okay. Woo.
Mean, I'm not.
Can I hop into the water
Yeah, go for it.
here and go underneath? I saw some stuff underneath. I can still breathe underwater. Do you want me to try to grab something?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever you can find.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd hop in there.
So sliding down the deck and down into the water with a satisfying, you go down, and everything around you is still, and you sink lower and lower. And as you do so, there is another, as this almost perfectly spherical wave just moves out. Can everyone make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Again?
5.
2.
Okay. So everyone takes just a moment. Everyone takes 5 points of psychic damage, as once again this scratching through your skull just tears your mind back, and you're filled with visions of red. And as you swim closer, this feeling seems to overwhelm you, and the two of you above the water as well. As Hazel, you look to Ester, and Ester, you look to Hazel, and both of you look to Mank, and once again, you see throbbing veins in your necks and your arms and your legs. You see none of this, Cider, as you swim deeper and deeper towards the back of the ship. But you feel a strange metallic taste in the back of your throat. It tastes good. But you continue swimming down, and as you do, you see the hull of the ship opened up and broken on the lake bed. Crates all around it, and a large gaping hole, almost pitch black as you look into it, leading deeper and deeper into the ship. Oh, you're muted, Sam, I think.
Good.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. Yeah? I didn't touch anything. Anyway, can I either do investigation or perception or whatever to see if there would be anything of interest to Hazel?
Whichever you would rather, yeah.
Okay, cool. This one is higher. Not that good though. 6.
So,
great.
swimming deeper down and delving closer to the hull of the ship itself, you see a moss and seaweed-covered interior. You see tables sitting against the floor, upended and wrapped in grey vines. You can see crates that are broken and barrels floating by, their contents long since empty. But as you swim down, you see a small spark of red, and then another, and another, and another. And as you look around, you see that suspended almost all around you and sitting on the floor of the lake itself, almost pouring forth from one of the broken crates, neither floating nor sinking, there are red pendants, each of them in the shape of a sword, with a red blade and a black bat-shaped handle, all floating all around you. But as you look, while it is not terribly clear, you see that deep in the hull of the ship, there is something else. A very dull red glow. You cannot make out what it is, but it thrums. You can feel this thrumming in the water all around you as you sit suspended in the water.
I want to go to the pendants and like put a bunch like on my arms. They're just like dangling on my arms.
You do so, just threading your arm through, and they all just kind of float around you. This sort of menagerie of red pendants all just bobbing along with you.
And then how close am I to this red light glow?
I'd say probably around, you probably have to swim another 15 feet down, I'd say.
Can I try to shoot an arrow at it? See if
Yeah,
anything happens?
go for it, yeah. I'll say at a disadvantage, I'll say, because it's underwater.
Why? Oh, 19.
So you shoot it, and while it is slower than you would expect, it loses momentum as it moves into the darkness. But as it shoots down into the darkness towards this red glow, you hear this very muffled, as it just seems to impact and then float to the seabed. Nothing moves, and the glow persists.
Okay, I'm gonna swim back up to Freyans. So I come up from the water and like climb up, and like you just see my arms full of pendants as I'm like climbing back up. I found a lot of rubbish. Here you go, and I'm like taking it off, and it's like 10 of them.
God, that's a lot.
But there's also like a really bright light below. I shot an arrow at it. Nothing happened. I don't know what it is.
Treasure?
I think it's
Maybe.
treasure. Yeah.
Want me to hop back in again? I go
Yeah.
deeper.
I want to
Okay.
go take a look.
Oh.
Can you hold your breath really well? I don't have another potion.
I think I can. It's my ship. Everything here belongs to me. And I try to take the the pendants.
Yes.
I'm like pushing them at you. They're cursed. I don't want them.
Yeah.
I'll put them in my bag.
Yeah, she's right.
Whatever you find
Okay.
here is mine, okay?
Okay.
Still my home, even though it doesn't look like it.
Be careful though.
No worries.
I hope
S-
there's no more fishes down there.
I'll go with you just in case you lose breath and I gotta pull you out, okay?
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Take a deep
So-
breath.
So you jump into the waters and you swim down, following Cider's lead, down, down, towards the back half of the ship settled on the bed of the lake. And it is familiar to you. As you swim down, you can see the inside of the hull where once cargo was kept. And you see the door leading to what once was your parents' bedroom. And as you swim on down, and you see the cavernous darkness on the inside of the hull, Cider pointing out to you, you see the dull red glow deep, deep, deep beneath the lake surface. And it thrums softly. Can you make another wisdom saving throw for me, please? Both of you.
10.
2.
Okay, so both of you take 2 points of psychic damage as once again there is a and you feel this scraping against your mind as you just move back. And as you do so, you see visions. Your sight is overtaken with red, and you see a man bedecked in armor, on horseback. And he rides. He rides onward, surrounded by soldiers, hundreds, maybe even thousands of them, all bedecked in similar Baroque armor. And above his head, flying in the breeze, in the strange red-tinted vision that you have, there is a banner. A banner in the shape of a sword. Its blade looks like a red teardrop, and its hilt is a bat, a black bat with outstretched wings, and this flaps in the wind above him. And you see battle, and you see war, and you see death, and you see his face screaming in bloodlust. And then you see a stone lid close over it as he screams, tied down with chains, as chains wrap over the top of this stone coffin inside a large cavernous room. To either side, there are 6 further stone coffins, and there are screams emanating from all of them, echoing around this large cavernous space. And suddenly, Hazel, for you, you see a flash, a face. A very pale face with wild blonde hair. And then your vision comes back to you as you both float there in the water. Your vision coming back as you see one another again, just floating back and forth. Hazel still holding your breath, and Cider just sort of breathing in this very, very strange fresh water. It's a very odd experience, very strange sensation. But what are you both doing?
I'm gonna look at her and try to communicate. I'm gonna go back up for air, and then we'll come back down.
Yeah, how am I on air?
You're doing okay.
Okay.
You're sort of around halfway there, I'd say.
I point to the red glow. We have to get it. It's treasure. We have to put it up.
I'll say make a performance check. We'll see how
Both of
how
us?
well this is communicated. Yeah, for funsies. Yeah.
18.
19.
You're doing good.
You're
kids, you
remarkably
know.
adept at underwater communication.
Kid talk. You know, we're good.
Yes.
And I'd give you an okay. Then we start swimming down.
roll. So swimming down through the twisted wood and the floating seaweed, you delve deeper until you see, at the bottom of the ship, a large black crate. It is worn from time and water damage, and it is wrapped in rusted black chains. And holding these chains together, on the front there is a black, bat-shaped padlock. And from inside the box, pulsating through the crack beneath the lid, there is a bright red light. And the water all around it seems to thrum and ripple out, and the lake bed surrounding it is blackened and dead. And you see that all on the inside of this ship, there are plants and fish lying withered on the floor. There are bones as well, bones of fish, bones even of people. But this is a place of death, and a crate sits at the center of it all.
I'm gonna look at Hazel and be like, pick it up, bring it up.
Great. See if it's not heavy. We'll try to swim to it and try see if it's heavy or not.
Okay, I'll say either both of you make a strength check or one of you do so at advantage, whichever you'd rather.
Let's
What's your
both
strength
do each on one side.
Okay.
Mhm.
4.
An 8.
You drag, and while it is quite a hefty crate, thanks to the water, it is easier to move up. And while, Hazel, you have some difficulty on your end, quite a bit of difficulty actually, Cider, you pull it up. And as you're doing so, Hazel, you are starting to run out of breath. But as you are dragging the crate up, Cider, you reckon you can probably get this to the surface on your own. It may take some time, but with your water breathing, you'll probably be okay.
Keep swimming up, I guess. I'll drag as much as I can.
Ester's
So,
peeking over, looking down into the water, trying to just look in.
So you see Hazel come up first for air. And Hazel, as you wait there with Ester, it's around 10 minutes or so until eventually you see Cider just bubble to the surface. Not gasping for air or anything, just continuing the soft back and forth of breath as this large black crate is just brought onto the surface of the ship. The strange red glow just booming out every so often.
Do I remember this crate? Do I know what this is?
Make a history check for me.
$11.
It is faint, but something about this crate is familiar. And you recognize the padlock. And somewhere deep in your memory, you remember opening it.
Oh, this must be a treasure of my parents, I think. Is the padlock open or is it closed?
It is closed currently.
Try to
Know how to
open it.
open it?
Try.
Okay, so make a sleight of hand check.
Take a little pin out of my bag and try to move it around. Right. With a 20.
You both watch, and Mank sort of cranes his neck from where he is sat, but you watch as Hazel just sticking a pin into the padlock, the mouth of the bat. It takes a little bit of work, Hazel. It is quite rusted after all, but then with a shower of rust, there is as the bat's mouth just opens and the padlock loosens and the chains all around slacken.
What is it? What is it? I open it.
You open it, and down the entire length, you see that there is an object wrapped in white cloth. But from underneath the cloth, you see a glowing red, just humming back and forth and back and forth, and you can almost feel it in all of your minds, just humming softly.
What is
That's
that?
pretty. Can I move the silk that's around it?
You can, and you do. And you see lying in front of you a sword.
Wow.
Hilt made seemingly of black marble, perfectly formed in the shape of a screaming bat with outstretched wings. And from this, you see a red blade, almost transparent in nature, like red quartz, but on the inside, like oil in water, like smoke. Red moves underneath its surface, shifting and moving. It's almost hypnotic.
Careful, it might be cursed.
Cursed? Well, it looks cursed, but why would my parents have something cursed on their ship?
Maybe they cursed it so nobody would touch it. Or if they did touch it, they would die.
Might I suggest this is a conversation that we can have back in town?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
all of us need to rest. Take it with you, Hazel.
Yeah, close it and take it with me.
Okay.
Okay. Mank, do I need to help you? Do you want help?
I might need
Yeah.
a bit of help, yeah.
Don't worry. I'll try to hold you up as best as I can.
Yeah.
I'm
And
quite
Cider, you can lead us back to town. Yep.
Yeah, I got it. Like
All
run
right.
to the front of the ship and just like dive in.
So
I see nothing else on the ship. Anything?
make an investigation check for me.
Just want to know where mommy and daddy are. With a 23, I maybe know.
You look around, you look at the ship, you look for any sign of life, any sign of your parents. It is a ghost ship. And all that is left are the memories.
Oh. I'm sorry we didn't find anything about your parents, Hazel.
But if they're not here, then where are they? What happened?
Maybe
Come
we
up and hear
can.
this. I'm like, maybe they're with mine.
Maybe if we track the sword, but we can talk about this later. But I think if we track the sword down, maybe where it comes from, we can see. Maybe we have to check this.
Yeah.
But let's go, guys. We need to get Mank back.
All right.
So, for expediency's sake, diving into the water after a very enthusiastic Cider and heading back onto land. The sun is still above you, and as you pass the shadowy portions of the shore, you see the rats still scrambling over one another and looking up at you all with beady eyes as you pass. And as you pass with the crate especially, this seems to increase the fervor of them as they just scrambling up and almost screeching and biting into one another, and you can see a couple of rats just devour one another, and Jerry just buries himself underneath your hair, Hazel, as this strange thrumming crate makes its way through the entire journey with you, back through woods, over hills, until eventually you come to the walled town of Port Galagurst once more, bonfires all around the exterior and all around the perimeter. And you head on in, through the gates and through the hustling, bustling streets all around until eventually you find yourself back at the Drowned Man. And over the course of the journey, Mank has started to wane a little bit more, and you can see him really struggling as you help keep him up, Esther. But as you approach, Mank just turns towards you, Cider. I'm not very good at saying this, but thank you for your help.
Oh, no problem. That's what I do. I'm Cider. I help. I do the odd jobs.
You've done a good one. And he just reaches
Thanks.
into his cloak and just throws, or tries to throw, a small leather pouch towards you, and it falls onto the ground in front of you. Consider that a little helping hand.
Oh. I pick it up. What's inside? What is it?
Inside there is 30 gold.
Yo! Whoa! This'll. Oh my gosh! Thank you. Are you sure?
Don't make a big deal out of it, otherwise I'm probably going to change my mind.
That's
Right.
almost.
He like
That's
tries to hold it
nice.
together.
That's kind of you, Mike. Wow. That doesn't happen.
No,
No.
but what can I say? The little sprog earned it. Well, what are you gonna do now? What?
Have we got a doctor for him?
Not yet.
I'm gonna run and get you a doctor.
All right.
Let's
I
get
run.
it. Yeah.
So you take Mank in, and taking him upstairs, you lay him down into the bed near to Eileen. And Cider, as you run round the corner and you fetch the same doctor from the previous day and start to bring him back, you direct him inside to the tavern. And as you do so, you just see out front a familiar figure. The figure from yesterday, tall, elven, long brown coat and long, thin fingers. Your uncle stands there just watching you from the side of the tavern.
I'm gonna tell the doctor where to go. I'm gonna approach this man.
The doctor nods and heads inside.
You know, it's not nice to stare. If you've got something to say, might as well say it now.
I didn't know you were still alive.
I didn't know you were still alive. Looks like we're both got unpleasant surprises.
I have something for you.
Is it
And
bad?
I hope you'll like it. And he reaches into his satchel and he brings out a small golden ring and just gives it to you.
What's this?
That was my brother's.
This is my dad's? Where'd you get it?
He gave it to me.
When? He went missing.
I'm not giving this freely.
He's my dad. This should have been mine.
Well, consider this payment. I never want to see you around this part of town again. And when it is safe to leave, I want you to leave town. I want you gone.
Why? Wait, but I do work in this town. The town needs me.
You can find work elsewhere. I don't want to see you again.
I don't want to see you again.
crosses his arms. He like turns to the side.
You don't know how much suffering you and your mother caused this family.
Well, you sure have made it clear. I didn't do anything wrong.
Maybe. I wish you luck in whatever you do, but this is goodbye from me.
You didn't have to say hi in the first place.
I guess
Good
that's
luck
right.
wherever you go.
He just nods, and as he's walking away, just don't think I don't miss your dad. I do, every day.
If you missed him, then you should have been taking care of me. Because he's half of me.
Good luck. And he heads off, heading into the crowds.
I run upstairs. Just run away.
So, upstairs, you are joined by Cider as he comes up, and the doctor tends to Mank's wounds as best as he can, in a similar way as he did to Eileen, patching up and getting rid of the worst of the blue rot, and then turning to the rest of you all. I should only require some rest now, so I don't know if you're planning on staying in Port Gallagher, but might need to. But, thank you for calling me. I will leave you to it and both the patients to sleep.
What a relief, dude. Oh.
And the doctor leaves, leaving the three of you and Mank and Martin and Eileen in the room, alone with this strange black box. So, Cider, are you planning on sticking around? Or?
I'm sure other people need me for jobs. So, yeah,
Mm.
I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere off this island.
You're
He's, like,
very well.
remembering his uncle.
You're very good at fighting, Cider. You were doing really well.
Thanks. Well, you know, yeah, I kind of had to learn a thing or two.
Yeah, how'd you learn that? This is like the electricity stuff. That was
Don't
cool.
tell anybody. But the way that I get rid of rats
Uh-huh.
is I test magic on them.
Oh, okay.
Hazel hides Jerry real quick.
I look at that and I'm like,
I'm not gonna hurt you.
That's really
It's only
cool.
for extermination purposes.
Yeah, that was good job. Also, Hazel. Holy moly, Hazel.
Sometimes you have to call upon thunder to help you.
You saved me multiple times. I was
Y'all are
about
so
to.
strong.
Yeah.
We're adventurers. Of course we're strong.
Yeah.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad that y'all came here to really rotten city, but I'm glad you came here. It's good to meet you and talk to other people.
Yeah.
It was really nice. At least we survived. How are we all feeling?
My cut kind of hurts, but it's okay.
I'm
It's
so tired. I'm so insanely tired.
I'll definitely need a rest, yeah?
Cider's got so much energy. He's like, what do you mean?
I've got like a high going on. Did you see that? That was so cool. You really are a fucking monster.
Where can we find you if we need you?
Well, I don't exactly have like a place, so ask around. Ask for Cider, the boy who does odd jobs. That's me.
Yeah.
And
Cider the
ignore
rat
any
hunter.
really old ugly elves. Sorry, not y'all. I like y'all now. But any that look kind of like me.
Noted.
Yeah. It's not hard to find you. You kind of stick out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He doesn't know
In a
if that's a
good way.
compliment.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So now what about the sword?
What
we
do they
still
want to do
have-
with it?
We still haven't solved the problem. Where we were here for initially. I don't know. We just stumbled upon this big old fish, and now we murdered him. And
Well, that's good. Maybe that's the
Yeah.
reason why we didn't get any transport overseas anymore. Because people were scared of the monster, but we slayed him.
yeah,
Maybe. Unless
How-
there's more out there.
oh my, holy!
There could be. It's
Never
a big
seen anything like it.
I've never seen that either. What was it, Mank? Do you know?
Can't say I've ever seen anything like it before, but I imagine whatever that is in that crate, I imagine it has something to do with what we came here for. Especially as it seemed to be your ship, Hazel.
Next step is to find out the sword, then, right? I think.
I think it's cursed. I mean, it's beautiful. I would love to wield it. Do you
It's a
think I
bit-
can?
It's a bit dark, isn't it? Right? Yeah, maybe you can wield it.
I would stave off on that for now.
Yeah, we gotta find out what it is first, I think.
Is there anyone, Cider, you would recommend in this town we might be able to talk to?
Maybe a blacksmith.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah, that's smart.
Thanks. You think I'm smart?
Yeah,
That's me.
smart and capable. You proved yourself this fight.
Oh,
Right,
I
Hazel.
appreciate that.
I have a question. Is Martin in the room?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. He's just over next to Eileen's bed.
I wanna I walk over to him and like look at the other girl.
How's she doing?
And you see him look up, and he seems somewhat as though you've interrupted him, as he just, yeah, she's fine. She's just resting. Her breathing has slowed, and she's much cooler than she was.
That's really lucky.
Yeah.
I'm looking like up at him and down at her and up at him and down at her.
You two look alike.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. It's like the eyes and maybe like a bit of the facial feature. Like, oh, the jawline. Definitely the jawline.
Mm.
Oh. Well, there are worse people to look like, I suppose.
Well, I didn't mean it as anything bad. It's a compliment. Are you family?
And you see his eyes dart very briefly to the other two of you in the room. No, we're not.
Oh. Oh well. You know, sometimes you don't get to choose your family, but they find you in the end, so maybe you could be.
Mm.
Well, very wise for one who's so young, but maybe.
Yeah.
Y'all are like extended family to me, and he's like looking at everybody. I appreciate y'all.
True.
Mank just kind of like, I'm gonna get some rest, I think.
Yeah.
Especially you, Mank, because he knows he's uncomfortable.
Glad to hear it.
Good job, Mike.
And he just lies down, and fairly quickly, after a small wave, he just falls asleep on the bed.
Yeah. I'm really tired too.
I'm kind of hurt. I really need to sleep.
Yeah. All of us need to rest, I think.
Can't believe we found a ship.
Yeah, that's intense.
Can't
I don't know
believe it's
what
here.
I don't know. I don't know if I expected everything to have to do anything with you. What are the chances that we come here and it's about you?
It's the
Hazel.
gods.
Yeah,
It's their fault.
it must be. Gods. What are you doing?
So, what are the three of you doing as the day slowly comes to an end and the hustle and bustle outside begins to abate somewhat and the sounds of the town all around you start to settle?
Sleep because I'm close to death.
I think everyone except Cider are quite hurt, I would say. Right?
I mean, he's hurt.
Guys!
But a scratch.
You can sleep here for one more night.
Yeah, Cider,
Can I?
go to bed.
Proving yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, go to bed.
Oh, I
You
was
can-
about to leave.
You can sleep in my
Are you
bed.
sure?
Oh?
Yeah.
Aw, that would be so fun. It's like a slumber party.
It is.
Mank stirs a little bit and just,
Shh, Mike is
You're
sleeping,
like-
guys. Yeah.
Cider like looks and he goes, oh, and he like starts creeping slowly, like past his bed. He doesn't need to
make
be
a
that
stealth check for me.
Oh, okay. 14.
Yeah, you're fine. It's slightly creaky floorboards, but you're able to get over it without much fuss.
Okay. Shh. Gotta let him sleep.
So, you have your slumber party, and you sleep through the night, peacefully, as quietly as possible. And eventually, morning comes, and grey sunlight streams through the windows. And you all wake. The sound of patrons in the bar downstairs, and the sound of donkeys and horses and carts and people in the streets outside. And you see Mank just stretching a little bit, still fairly pale looking, even for Mank. But nevertheless, you see him just slide a foot off his bed and just look over at all of you. Right, well, I think next order of business, we find out more about this sword if we can.
Esther starts to wake up as well.
But first, bacon.
Food,
Bacon.
maybe, yeah.
Sounds
And,
good.
It just looks like bacon. I've never.
Cider, this one is on me.
Well, you know, I prefer it on a plate than on you, if that's okay.
I have a very clean and very bold head, as some members of this group
shine
keep
it.
on reminding me.
Yeah. It would cook very well in the sun.
Yeah, okay. And he starts to stand before sitting back down, and maybe one of you can fetch it for me.
Yes, can we run downstairs? Who's downstairs
You can.
faster? Run, 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 run.
I chase her.
Make
No,
athletics checks for me.
16.
16.
We're like
Jeez.
bumping each other.
You're rushing down, and at one point, like, a patron is coming up the stairs, and you both, like, weave around them and then back around, and until you both, like, slam up to the bar, and the green dragonborn behind just, oh, I suppose I know what you want. You're wanting more bacon, is that right?
Yes, please. Some bacon for everyone
Okay.
upstairs. We need quite a bit.
All right,
Have
I
some?
will have that
Yeah.
sent up to the room, and I will charge that to the room as well. Don't you just wait upstairs. Feel free to make yourselves at home.
Wait. I look at Hazel. Can we get some rum?
Can you distract him?
Yeah, I think. We'll try. And I wanna hop up on a stool and like lean over and be like,
So, what did you do before you became a barkeep?
Make a performance check. And while that's happening, Hazel, make a sleight of hand check for me.
18.
26.
Ooh.
As the barkeep goes, well, I've actually never known life as anything except for a barkeep. My dad was a barkeep, and so I followed in his footsteps. And while this is happening, Hazel, you are slowly sneaking round the back of the bar, and you see a number of different, quite large glass bottles of rum behind the bar. They're all sort of lined up in a very specific order, and for a moment you're unsure as to whether this is the hue of the rum or the shape of the bottle. But as you're looking along, you start to realize that it is in order of price, and it is going from lowest to most expensive, as you just see the large, sort of quite hulking figure of the Dragonborn leaning over the bar towards Cider on the other side.
I'll take 2 of the most expensive ones.
Just taking them and creeping back. Cider, you see out the side of your eye, just Hazel just disappear out of frame with these 2 bottles.
So did they own this bar as well? Like, did you
Aye.
grow up here?
And I'm like side-eyeing.
So this tavern has actually been here since the town was formed, before,
Whoa.
before we were trapped in Mournveil. So it's been here, over 1,000 years now. It's quite an
Oh
old
my
establishment.
gosh.
As Hazel like starts going upstairs, I just cut him off. I'm like, okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, bye. And he goes back to cleaning down the bar. As you rush upstairs, both of you just like with this rum sloshing around in glass bottles. And Esther, you are met with these 2 very excitable children running into the room with 2 very full bottles of rum.
Ooh, you hit the jackpot.
Yeah, I got 2 of the most expensive ones.
Oh.
One is for you.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
Now we should drink together because we're friends. That's what friends do, right?
Yeah. Did you pay for these?
Yeah, totally. We absolutely paid for them.
Yeah, what he said.
Okay, you
Yeah.
didn't pay. That's fine. I won't. Okay.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care.
Don't tell on us.
Yeah, Eileen is sleeping. Don't worry. I won't say anything.
Give a little bit
Is she
to Mike.
strict? Is that the strict one?
She's the mom.
Well, I'm glad I got to
Okay.
meet the fun one.
Hey. Okay, Mike, do you want anything?
You have to ask. That would be nice, please.
Okay, yeah. Cheers then, guys, for everyone. Good job, and thank you, Cider, for the help.
Of course.
Thank you for your friendship, everyone.
Oh, that's so cute.
So we're friends
Thank
now.
Yes.
You for the good work.
Man, you can be a little bit better than that.
Thank you for not being totally. Thank you. I did just. Cheers.
Totally, thank
Learning.
you.
Introducing
Yeah,
me to rum. Like,
totally, thank you, guys. Yeah,
totally thank you.
yeah. Cheers. Esther starts chugging a little bit.
Okay, everyone make Constitution saving throws for me, please. As eventually Victor the barkeep comes up with a spread of bacon
Yes!
and nothing but bacon.
Not 20.
8.
19.
Hazel, you're a little bit woozier. This stuff kicks a little bit stronger than the rum that you're used to. It's still very nice, but you can start to see double of people as they're sat around you. But Esther and Cider, you're having a merry old time as you just drink away, and Mank also just continues drinking. And at one point you see him just lift the bandage and pour a little bit of rum onto his wound and just
Mm.
So when we finished eating, I suggest we go into town and we can maybe see how Eileen's going, see if we can wake her up and take things from there.
Yeah. That sounds like a good plan, Mike.
Good luck.
So, Cider, what... I know we talked about this vaguely before, but what are your prospects?
Well, I'm super determined to not leave Port Gallagher's. Because I was told to leave, so I'm not leaving.
All right.
By
Well,
who?
My uncle.
the uncle
Who's
you
your
thought was dead.
uncle?
Yeah, the uncle that I wish was dead.
That's a bad uncle.
Yeah, he kind of sucks. But he gave me this, and I like rummaged into my pocket. I was like, it's my dad's ring.
Ooh,
So I guess that's
pretty.
nice.
that's a nice ring.
It's mine.
So 1 or 2 rings?
It's one. It's big gold.
Really
He
pretty.
told me to give me a good price, but like as much as I always want gold, this is special. What the heck? Why would he say such a thing? Especially since he said he misses him. Like, what a liar. I wouldn't.
He seems kind of weird.
He's a jerk.
Yeah. Should we
Everyone
beat him
can
up?
be friends.
Do you want to beat him up?
Should we?
What?
He's been rude to our Cider.
Gonna beat someone up? I mean,
I can
You like
beat
that,
him out.
don't you, Hazel?
well, I love that. Yes.
Yeah. How is is the rum talking?
Rum doesn't talk. What are you talking about?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Is that 20?
20?
15 fingers? You have 15 fingers?
How do you think I'm so good at grappling?
That makes sense.
Drink some water, Hazel.
You know, rum is made up of some water.
No.
Rum
I
is
don't
good.
Cider's
Mm.
a terrible influence.
First days of drinking alcohol and already like pushing it on other people.
But like, look at him. He's not even drunk. He's already got the tolerance.
It's like, this just tastes great and you get a good buzz. What's not to like?
I don't feel any pain.
Well, if you ever do find yourself on the mainland, we'll go for a proper drink.
If I ever made it to the mainland, how would I find you? Because I'm pretty sure it's bigger than our little island.
Put out the signal.
Signal.
Ah.
Ask for it.
Yes.
That? Would you hear it?
Yes, I would hear.
Well, she might. I probably wouldn't, but
Old man
I'll
here.
Big
say
games
if-
like that? You can't hear it?
Yeah, old man here.
Alright. hang on.
Mine aren't as
okay.
big.
If you ever find yourself in Renoris, ask for Mr. DuPont.
Mr. DuPont. He like brings out like a little notepad.
And
and,
that's
like, writes it
our
down.
that's our new
Okay.
boss.
A boss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Manx,
that's how you
Manx
got
boss.
here. Your job.
Yeah. Manx
Okay.
boss. That's
He's
it.
the one who got all the money. He's really, really rich.
Say no more. I
Yeah.
He
will.
got a
So
lot
if-
of money.
If you ever want a job away from here, I'm sure he can hook you up.
That in mind.
Okay. Right. We should probably wake up our other companion, but I'll let you lot say your goodbyes. And he stands and just holds out a hand to you, Cider, and pleasure, quite a surprising pleasure doing business with you.
Cider looks at his hand for a second and he kind of goes in for a hug instead, like around his
Hmm.
way.
Oh. Well,
There you go.
okay. Well, that was
I've been back, Mike.
that was
Maybe elves aren't the worst.
just like awkwardly like pats you and just there we go. Right. So long. I'll be seeing you.
Good luck. Don't die of blue rot.
I will try not to. And he heads over to where Martin and Eileen are.
Well, it was really nice hanging out with y'all. It's good to have friends.
Hmm.
It'll be nice if I ever do make it off this island to not have other people.
Yes, we'll be here for you, Cider.
We're best friends forever. Right till the end of the world.
Hazel, time to drink water.
Water.
Yes.
Ooh, water. Well, you're gonna have a lot of fun doing that. He looks outside the window and like sees it's daytime. So I think it's time for me to go and try to find another job. Because that's what I do. Jobs and cider. I do all the odd jobs and I know people need me.
Bye.
Cool.
Good luck with money.
I'm gonna be so rich the next time you see me. Oof. I might even have shoes. Maybe not though. I actually like the way that like the dirt and mud. Oh, and it feels like between your toes, it goes. Oh, it's nice and like gooey. But anyway, thank y'all for everything. And he like runs in and gives them both like a group hug.
Esther hugs back hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hazel, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
14.
You don't respond terribly well to being squeezed around the waist, and there is a... But it's okay. It's okay.
There's buckets.
I love you too.
Yeah, you need to puke.
I know I'll be called to clean it up.
Yeah.
Well, I hope y'all have a good time with your journey and good luck with your friends who don't die, hopefully. I'm glad I was here to save you.
Cider.
Okay, that's it. He like doesn't want to hear anything else. He's like, I'm the winner here. And he just like, okay, see y'all maybe another time. And he's like running out the door.
Bye, Cider.
Bye, Cider.
Bye.
As you hear the soft pitter-patter of feet running off down the corridor and then down the stairs, you look out the door for a moment as it slowly comes to a close. And you look to the black box on the floor. And you look over to Mank, who is next to Eileen and starting to sort of shake her shoulder a bit. But next to both of them, you see Martin just frowning after Cider as he disappears out the room, looking almost confused, as though he's trying to figure things out in his head, before turning to the both of you. This one here. And he points to Eileen. Did you call her Eileen?
Nope, never.
And that is where we're going to end this week's session. And Ariana can deal with that next time.
I'm glad I caught
Oh my god.
Sam, thank you so much for joining us. You've been an absolute delight. We need to do this again soon at some point. Shall we go around and everyone plug what it is you're doing? Sam, if you want to go first, what are you doing? What are you up to? Tell us everything.
I'm Sam. You can find me on Twitch at TV/Sam or social medias at JustSam, JUSTSEUM. I am currently going through my full playthrough of Kingdom Hearts. I'm on my Aqua playthrough, Birth by Sleep, so the third playthrough. And it's been fun. Lots of theories, lots of brain teasers, and this has been an absolute joy. I maybe one time if Cider ever comes back, I just want to see like how Eileen.
I hope he will. Yeah.
Chaos kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
another
definitely tuning in next
rum-drinking
week.
child. Excellent.
I'm excited to see next week because I tried to set up as much chaos for her too as I could. Yeah, that's me. Thanks for having me.
Elina.
Yeah, and I do. I'm gonna. I need to think. I've had such a weird schedule this past weeks. I'm streaming on Saturday, and we just started the Skyrim, Skyrim Vanilla actually. Yeah, very nice playthrough actually. So it's been lovely. Dark Brotherhood forever. Ooh, yeah. And that's it. Yeah.
And Glosske.
I'll be streaming this weekend because it's my birthday. So I'm gonna have balloons and party and a lot of Red Bulls. So I hope that a lot of people tune in and we can just be happy. And I'm gonna send good vibes and good hypes and everything. That's on my channel this weekend. In the morning. You're morning people. That's what we do.
And I'm Ed. You can find me at on Twitter at Edward_Spence_. Other than this, I don't have anything coming up for a while, but I did have a very exciting session 0 for something that will be announced very, very soon. So look out for that. We won't be back next week. We're taking a week off because I'm away in London. We're going to have a discussion about what we do in the meantime, but we will see you live again in 2 weeks' time. Ariana will be back, and we will pick up on all of the chaos left like little fizzing breadcrumbs by Sam over the last 2 sessions. But it goes without saying, as ever, we love you so much, and thank you so much for tuning in again, and we will see you again very soon. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay cool, it's very warm at the moment, and stay well, and we love you. Goodbye.